So my concerns are less for myself and more for those more vulnerable because of their lower profile. Like the man arrested in Oxford for calling a police horse gay, or the teenager arrested for calling the Church of Scientology a cult.
The issue is freedom of speech. There is more from Atkinson later. Recently, 6 police officers arrested 2 bewildered parents.
My partner Rosalind made a handful of vaguely spicy comments. She referred to one school leader as a control freak. She said the chair of governors didn't know much about anything. Out of the blue, on the 12th of July last year, the chair of governors wrote to Rosalind and me. She accused us of posting disparaging and inflammatory comments on WhatsApp and Facebook. And she warned us that if we didn't stop, she would ban us from our daughter's school.
The school did just that, making life intolerable for their daughter Sasha, who requires special needs. A different issue, but the concept of free speech applies, debated in Parliament for a definition to be established for Islamophobia.
A new definition must be given careful consideration so that it comprehensively reflects multiple perspectives and considers potential implications for different communities. And we're actively considering our approach to Islamophobia, including definitions, and we'll provide further updates on this in due course.
A garbled non-answer from Rayner, kicking the can well and truly down the road. A British Imam and Islamic scholar known for progressive views passionately expresses a realistic way forward.
And this idea of Islamophobia is just a catch-all phrase to prevent a real free speech. I, as a Muslim, encourage and welcome criticisms and dialogue honestly about my faith. This idea you can't talk about someone wearing a hijab or a niqab or someone with a big beard or whatever the case may be, that's not anti-Muslim. Everyone has the right to express their views. We live in a society that lauds free speech and thinks it is our historic rights from Magna Carta onwards to have this idea of free expression. Now, Rayner and company, they will have their disciples and their devotees on this council. There is anti-Muslim feeling in this country, and I think, we need honest, fearless people out there, and Muslims especially, people like myself, but others as well, who can say honestly and openly, listen, yes, they discovered the roots. I mean, for example, who does most of the so-called violent terrorism in this country? It's not Sikhs, it's not Jews, it's not Hindus, it's Muslims. And we need to call a spade a spade. And I think this is the point here. So yes, if we want to address anti-Muslim resentment and hostility in this country, we Muslims must put up our hands first and say, listen, yes, we have done this, but this is not what our religion says. This is what fanatics and extremists say.
Dr. Adrian Hilton, a research fellow specialising in politics and philosophy from the University of Buckingham, expresses his views on GB News.
Dominic Grieve isn't going to agree to chair a council of 16 censorious-minded Muslims who all want more Sharia creep. He's not going to do that. If this council has a representative, for example, from the Free Speech Association or a Sikh and other scholars who are aware of the complexities, it could be a good thing. Don't prejudge the outcome of this council.
Back to Atkinson to conclude this complicated debate, which I can only imagine will continue for years to come.
For me, the best way to increase society's resistance to insulting or offensive speech is to allow a lot more of it. Our priority should be to deal with the message, not the messenger. And that's the essence of my thesis: more speech. If we want a robust society, we need more robust dialogue, and that must include the right to insult or to offend.
To define or not define a definition for Islamophobia is the responsibility of the new Security Council, meaning Labour will not be responsible for the outcome. The chair is Dominic Grieve and will comprise of 16 members. A balanced mix of faiths and parties should result in a sensible conclusion if Rayner allows Grieve to choose the members. Freedom of speech is a fundamental right of every person on the planet. All religions, all controversial issues should be debated openly and honestly. Not locked away in someone's mind. This only creates more hatred, more resentment, a pressure cooker that at some stage will blow the lid off. As Rowan Atkinson eloquently said, if we want a robust society, we need more robust dialogue, and that must include the right to insult or offend.